Hello, hello. Welcome to our first prologue episode of Star Wars: The Dawn of Defiance, our first flagship tabletop show on the channel. And boy, is it going to be a doozy. You guys have been asking in messages, in chat, in my DMs, in emails. You have asked me over and over and over for a Star Wars show since tabletop, the Geeks and Gamers tabletop channel started, and I couldn't really make it work. And I am glad that we have Moonskull, where we explore the paranormal, the unexplained, and science fiction, where this fits in, and I can bring this show to you, and a wonderful cast that I know you guys are going to love to bring it to life. It's going to be a hell of a lot of fun. As Velrock just said, this is going to be so wizard. All right, Annie. So for tonight, the super chat menu for tonight is anything you get tonight is going to be forwarded to the next show. And the only thing that you need to know for tonight, because the rest of the menu isn't quite ready to be revealed yet, is $20 gets them what's called a force point. Okay? There are going to be some restrictions on how they can use these force points compared to their normal ones, but basically it's like a hero point in a sense where they can add a d6 to something to have a better shot of succeeding. But during this tutorial, this prologue, if you will, they're not going to be spending those resources yet. So feel free to super chat, and those will carry over to the next show, and you'll be starting them off with a nice stash, which I'm sure will make them very happy, because things are going to get complicated very quick in the first real episode. Oh, it was the kid talking to Anakin. Okay, I got it. I knew where it was from. All right, I recognized it. But you guys know enough about me. You see me on tabletop all the time. You see me playing games with Sevvy over here. Let's talk to these guys and say hello to the first two players who are doing their prologue tonight. And how about what we do is first just introduce yourself, a little bit about yourself, your tabletop experience, that sort of thing. Call it your elevator speech, if you will, just so they get to know you a little bit. We won't talk about your characters just yet. And we'll start with Caleb, and then I will let Moss know when it's his go.
Hi, I'm Caleb from Laylines and Fireside the Albatross. I play over on the Geeks and Gamers tabletop channel on Fridays, where I play Raycona, the Elven Wizard, and I also play on Sundays in the Starfinder Pathfinder game, where I play as the Stranger. I've been playing tabletop for a couple years, and I'm just so excited to be here. Let's freaking go.
Fantastic. And don't be shy. You can let them know you also sang the intro video for some of those shows.
I did. I sang the intro song to the Junkyard Heroes campaign, and I sang the intro to the Strange Winds campaign.
Bangers they are. Thank you. I have to say, I originally really liked the Junkyard Heroes one the most, but then the more I've listened to the Strange Winds one, I actually like that one better, as it turns out. So it's really good stuff. And we already... Wait a minute. Something suspicious is going on here. Goblin D's nuts says $50. Moravgi, we combined 2 TIE fighters into one with a new propulsion system, shaved the wings, attached the old solar panels to the frame so it looks like 2 big black balls flying around space. We call it Teabagger. May D's Nuts Clan rise.
Let's go.
Jesus. Wow. All right, Goblin D's Nuts, you've purchased the mysterious $50 tier, which I have not revealed yet. So, that'll be going to the next show, and I'm sure they will appreciate it greatly. I'm assuming you want that to go to Caleb, so he will get the $50 tier reward on the combined group episode, the first official story chapter.
And then we've pasting that into my notes so that I know what kind of ship we're gonna make.
Oh God. And let's say hello to Moss. What's going on, Moss? Tell him a little bit about yourself. Erudi. Oh, hold on. They're saying that they are not hearing you, so you're gonna have to do that all over again. Let me. Oh, you know why? Remember when I said, "Where'd you go?" You disconnected. Yeah. Let me refresh. Shit, that's gonna delete the chat for me though. I'm gonna snip it real quick because I need that information. Boop. All right, there we go. I could just move that to the side, no problem. All right, let me refresh.
Talk about taking wind out of sails.
You're doing so good.
All right. Yeah, I know it was a good speed. I'm sure you can do it again though. I bet you the second time it'll be even better.
Oh man, I don't know if I can replicate the gusto. Hey everybody. Hopefully I'm not muted this time. But you may or may not remember me. I started out in this big ol' Geeks and Gamers tabletop family over on Junkyard Heroes as Virgie Wergie, and continued over into March of the Dragon Queen as Jan Stamos. And I've also hopped on some gaming streams over here on Moonskull, and I am very happy to be here tonight to join in the Star Wars campaign. I'm excited.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait, and a wonderful addition for sure. But hey, look, you've been a player in several shows, but there's a little change in seat happening for you here soon. I believe you might be sitting in my chair here soon for a different show. Why don't you tell them a little about that? And I think you have a very special announcement.
Yeah, Daddy gets to see the head of the table now. So I'm going to be running Horror on the Orient Express, which I'm super, super excited about. It's run in the 7th edition Call of Cthulhu system. And it's a little bit of a change of pace where I'm really excited, where characters are probably actually going to perish. So I'm really excited to see that. And yeah, so we've actually been handling some auditions here lately, and I'm excited to say that the master of the channel here and I, we've linked our noggins and we've chosen the final cast. So I'll go ahead and announce that now. We've got Sevvy, as usual. She's going to be joining the cast. We've got JJ Knight. We have got JT Savage. We've got Chris with a dagger, and we've got Frost. So I'm really excited to be joining all of those guys, have them sit at my table for once, and maybe, I don't know, scare the pants off of them.
Ooh, I think I even have... There you go. I had... oh, and I have some final fanfare too. How about that? There you go. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. You've picked your two members from the auditions. Congratulations to Chris with a dagger and Frost. I think I am not going to speak for Moss, but if I had to guess, based on my experience, that was a very tough decision with a lot of fierce competition. So.
It really was. It really was, and trying to pick between everybody really sucks. I gotta tell you, it sucked. But yeah, I mean, you know, I think that everybody put up a good fight, but in the end, there could only be two.
Only so many seats. Only so many seats. You remember Junkyard Hero? We started out with over 130 something auditions, I think it was.
Oh my gosh!
I didn't narrow it down to 3, so I feel your pain.
God bless you.
But it's worth it. You find quality people at the end, and you kind of make a short list of other quality people, which is nice. So don't be disheartened. Some of these people that you see on our streams, by the way, are not people who got through the first time, but the second or third. JT Savage being a prime example. So, and I think Caleb too. Yeah, Caleb too. So that's 2 people who auditioned the first time, didn't make the cut because the competition was so fierce. But then I was like, man, I really remember these guys. I'm gonna ask them to this other show. So definitely worth trying out, even if you don't make it on your first go. But cool. So. Oh, hey, look, Frost is in the chat. Congrats, Frost. Very proud of you and look forward to seeing you on the channel, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
For this show, obviously, you can see the cast here is going to be Sevvy, Velrock, Moss, and Caleb. You're starting to see a lot of familiar faces. I'm starting to find the people that I flow with, who've got the talent and reliability, and who have good chemistry together, and make the magic happen. So this is going to be a great cast. This cast was handpicked by me and Sevvy, who is co-owner of this channel, by the way, if you're not aware. We both handpicked the cast together and are very proud of what this is going to be. So what is it going to be? I'll tell you what it's not going to be. It's not going to be any way, shape, or form linked to the Disney sequels. That much I can tell you. And we're not going to have any of that that political activism that seems to have rotted the industry on both sides, Star Wars and tabletop. No, we're going to go old school here. We're going to play with the spirit and the love of the original trilogy, where good triumphs over evil, hopefully. And there's not a lot of gray area in between. It's the good old classic fight of the good guys versus the bad guys, the Force, the mysteries of the Force, and the spark of rebellion against a tyrannical enemy. It's going to be a hell of a lot of fun. God damn it, Moss.
It wasn't me for once. It wasn't me.
Are you trying? Oh, it was you. It was you. Okay. I just see people saying
framed.
banana, and I was like, God damn it. We just started the show. Don't get us nuked. Oh, Jesus. So, by the way, look at the overlay. Isn't it beautiful? We've got the little Rebel helmet down there sitting on the console with our Moonskull logo on it, looking pretty spiffy.
Sick.
I don't know, because I did see this question earlier, and I thought I saw it again in the chat. I'm not sure. They were asking if we're doing an intro video for this show. We didn't. We spent a lot of money on the poster. Well, we do not have an intro video coming up. If we happen to come in across some extra funds for this channel at some point, maybe we can put one together. But for now, we're gonna cold open to you guys. You're gonna see our faces right away, which I know you love. But yeah, this is going to be set in the period between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope, at the time that the Empire is rising and discontent is starting to settle in among the people. And some people are talking about rebellion. But that hasn't quite taken root just yet. So these are the prologues. Put your 50 towards the intro. You got it, Goblin D's nuts. So this one, yeah, it's going to be, it's going to take place between there. This is going to be a prologue. So we're doing 2 prologues before we start the main story. This one is going to be with Moss and Caleb. We're going to ask them about the characters a little bit here in just a second. The other one's going to be with Sevvy and Velrock, and they'll do theirs, and all their stories will eventually tie them to a singular point where they're going to meet up at the start of the official storyline, and that's when the group will all come together. This gives you a chance to get to know the characters kind of by themselves a little bit, and before they get mixed into a group and you're learning all these personalities at once, you get to experience them fully and entirely and understand where they're coming from before the big moments go off. But Caleb still gets the ship. Okay, we'll see about that. We'll see about that. But let's ask about your characters. So Moss, tell us a little bit about your character, name, class, race, and sort of like a quick, not revealing everything all at once, but this is what my character's about sort of thing.
Well, my character's name is Dina Vaz, and she is a human noble, Imperial officer, lieutenant in the Imperial Navy. And right now, she is trying to work her way up into the ranks. She's trying to actually get out into space instead of being stuck planet side. So she's fighting for rank at the moment.
Fantastic. Awesome. And then tell us a little bit about your character, Caleb.
Yeah, I'm playing a Wookiee scout named Moravgi. He is sort of a rough and tumble
Sorry,
Wookiee.
Nozaku said Moss Voss in the chat. It made me laugh. Sorry, continue.
He's sort of a rough and tumble older Wookiee, about 360 years old. And he has found himself in quite a precarious predicament.
Indeed, indeed. All right, super cool. So we're gonna start with Moss, and we're gonna launch into your story first. But before we get right into it, 2 announcements. The first one is, you guys might know that I'm working on a little project called Legend Seeker. What is Legend Seeker? It is my Iron Age answer to the activism that is rotting the core of the tabletop industry, destroying the lore of all of our favorite properties and games. I am bringing a game to you, my own tabletop game, a complete system with a core book, a keeper's, basically a DM's book, and a whole monster tome. And I'm putting this system together myself for you. And I'm working very hard on it. I'm very excited about it. As more and more of it comes together, I just keep getting more and more excited, and I want you guys to see it so much. But there are some bottlenecks, particularly in artwork, and we're going to need to take on an editor here very soon. While I think I am a pretty gifted writer, I'm not perfect, and I do need somebody to kind of look for consistency and for errors and help me shape that up. And that takes resources. So what we're looking for is on our Guilded, which is free to join, by the way. To go to Guilded and join and hang out with us cost you nothing. You can talk to these guys, all of our casts, and hang out and find games with people. It's a lot of fun. But while you're there, you can get a membership that supports Legend Seeker directly. And when you do that, you get access to pre-released material, with gold tier getting everything first and getting to play it first and try it and review it and give feedback first. Then it goes down to silver tier, and then eventually copper, and then eventually public release is the ultimate goal. But our goal is to get the equivalent of 50 gold members. We're getting up there. We're at 53% of that goal now. So we're over halfway there. So to get to that goal, we're offering you some incentives. Now, normally, if you get a $20 subscription, you would give a $20 super chat value to a character of your choice in any show you want. So just one character gets a $20 value. Right now, as a special promotion, if you sign up for the silver tier, when you sign up, you give that $20 benefit to an entire cast of your choice. So you can pick any show on either channel and be like, hey, I want that cast to all get their $20 benefit. So for this crew, if you were to pick Star Wars, they would all get a force point. If you go gold, this is where it really goes bananas. Normally, if you bought a gold tier, you would get to pick a cast, kind of like we're doing for the silver right now. You get to pick a cast, they all get their $20 benefit. If you get a gold right now, you give every cast on both channels the $20 benefit. In addition, you get to pick one Savage Rules player to give a wild Joker. So that is like, and it's cheaper, by the way. If you bought it normal on the channel, it'd be $100 to give out about 5 $20 benefits. You're getting it for 80, giving it to all the cast. It's like 35 times your value. It's a super, super cool deal. It helps out every cast member, and most importantly, it supports Legend Seeker. So if you are interested in helping us get there, please consider joining Guilded and supporting. We would love to see you there. We just had a new member today. I'm very excited about that. In fact, I'll give them a shout out right now. I don't have Guilded up, but I can pull it up. It'll take me 2 seconds. And they're the one that put us up to that 53% mark. Oh my god, too many memes celebrating. Nugget Party. Dracomon. Drago, come on. Drago, come on. Oh, Drago, come on. I just got it. I just figured it. But yes, thank you for your gold membership. We appreciate your support. And a lot of shows are going to be very happy that you did that. So really cool. Consider doing it. We appreciate you. Oh, and if we get to 50... Chrysanth's gonna do a face reveal so you get to see what the nugget actually looks like, which will be a lot of fun. Second thing is we announced on Friday that Sevvy and I will be going to Texas, Dallas Fan Expo. So we're not going to be going to Vegas, but we're going to be going to the Dallas Expo. That's going to be down there in Ripa territory. And it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to go down there. We're going to live stream like we did last time, meet folks, and just going to be a real blast. We're going to start campaigning to raise money towards going to that. It was very expensive. It was very expensive last time. We did not have as much as we should have. So we're going to work really hard for that. We've got some really, really cool events that we have lined up. Really cool events. Some of them are going to be really funny, and I'm going to have a lot of fun. We're going to enjoy them. It's going to be good spirited, and you guys are You're going to laugh. You're going to like some of these. Some of them, I don't know what they are. Sevvy's planning them, and I have a feeling that means I won't like them. But it's about half and half. We're going wholesome and evil is what we're calling it. So the first 2 weeks will be a wholesome fundraiser, and then the second 2 weeks will be an evil one, which sounds bad. But it's going to be a lot of fun, so keep your eyes peeled for that. And if you want to meet us there, start planning now. You've got 3 months, I think, before that event. It is in June, the first week of June. I think it's like June 6th to 9th or something like that, Keith. In a Kermit-themed dunk tank. Okay, look, that's a funny idea, but that's a little bit too advanced for our budget. I can't fly there so she can dunk me in a tank. And hopefully no curses. But all right, I think that's enough prelude. Let's get into it. So, we are at Brental. Above Brental sits Selzon Station, and Brental itself is an industrial planet, a major one along one of the most major hyperspace routes in all of the known galaxy. Currently, it is under Imperial control. The Empire has been spreading peace throughout the galaxy ever since the rise of Emperor Palpatine when he survived the assassination attempt by those evil Jedi. Brental is home to one of the Imperial's premier mining facilities that supplies the nearby industrial systems. In this facility is one Lieutenant Voss. Now, Lieutenant Voss has been stuck here for a while. All of her early officer career has been here on Brental. This isn't where she wanted to be. She wanted to be in the Navy fleet, on one of the Star Destroyers, seeing the galaxy. But she is stuck here, among the bureaucrats, the merchants, and so forth, working towards that promotion and trying to find her way into the stars above. But today, it's just another routine day in the logistics section of the Imperial Navy. And she is working alongside her best friend, Lieutenant Bottoms. And they are both diligently trying to get some cataloging done and get the next run of supply equipment that's coming through ready for inspection by Commander Hewitt. Now, so Moss, you are sitting at your desk, typing away at your data computer. And as you know, you've been in fierce competition with Lieutenant Bottoms for a good 6 months now. Chat's so dumb. And it's so dumb. And you are looking at your numbers, how many forms you've got done, how many of your inspections are complete, and looking at Lieutenant Bottom's numbers, and you realize she's got a slight lead on you. I'm sorry, he has a slight lead on you, and you don't like it. What do you do?
This can't be right. No. I need to go back in and recheck my numbers. This cannot be right. I know I finished those TPS reports. I know I got all of them done. So I'm going to go back. Oh, go ahead.
The numbers, however, do not add up to the way you want them to. She has somehow gotten ahead of you.
Wow. I think I'm going to step out, get something to drink maybe, refill my little thermos full of whatever sort of purified water that we obtain from the atmosphere or wherever we get it.
Sure. So you get up from your desk, a little annoyed that you've been working so hard and somehow Lieutenant Bottoms has found their way on top. And you start... you start making your way towards the hallway when the door opens and in comes Commander Hewitt. Lieutenant Bottoms immediately stands to attention from his desk and says, "Attention! Commander Hewitt, we were not expecting you, sir." "I'm sure you weren't. Surprise inspection. Surprise, surprise. Lieutenant Voss is up wandering around while Lieutenant Bottoms is doing work."
Apologies, sir. I was just refilling my canteen, sir.
I'm pretty sure I saw you filling your canteen at least 13 times today over the cam. Are you having some sort of kidney problems, Lieutenant?
No, sir. No, sir. I just have a large bladder, sir.
I see. I was looking at the numbers, and it seems to me you're slightly behind Lieutenant Bottoms. You know there is a big inspection coming up. Care to explain why you're 13% behind?
Sir, I have no excuses, sir. I will improve my performance next time, sir.
See that you do. Lieutenant Bottoms, I got your formal request for transfer. It's under review. I will say your performance has been remarkable these last few days. These last few weeks, in fact. You're going to need to keep that record for me to consider it and give it the official approval, though. See to it that you do. I'll be seeing myself out. If you don't have all your reports done, stay late until they are. Am I understood?
Yes, sir.
Good. He turns to go away, and then he stops. And he looks back at your desk. Does Lieutenant Voss have any sort of hobbies?
She likes to whittle.
He walks over to your desk slowly, a very stern look on his face, and he takes a finger in its white imperial glove and puts it down on the desk and wipes. And it comes back up with a shaving. What is this?
It's a wood shaving, sir. I was whittling on my break.
Whittling?
Would you like to see it, sir?
On your break? With your 13% behind before a big inspection.
Yes, sir. It's for my mental health, sir.
You know, the Emperor is very, very protective of the mental health of his officer corps, as am I. I would love to see the beautiful sculpture you have made on your break, whittling.
I will open the desk drawer and pull out a small wooden whittling that I whittled in the shape of a which I don't explain, but it looks like probably a boffin.
He says, "May I?" reaching out for your whittled boffin.
Hesitantly, I kind of pull it towards my chest a little bit and look at it, and then I just extend my hand out forward. Yes, sir.
He plucks it out of your hand. An alien. Disgusting.
It was a pet, sir, from my childhood.
I see. My apologies. Allow me to return this to you for your mental health. And he goes to give it to you. Oops. Drops it. Clumsy me. Don't worry, Lieutenant. I've got it. And he goes to step forward like he's going to lean down to get it, but his boot steps right on it, crunching it underneath. Oh. I hope I've not hurt your mental health, Lieutenant.
No, sir, my mental health is firmly intact.
Good. He kind of crunches his boot to the side, breaking it a little more. That's what I like to hear. Now, skip the water canteen, get back to your desk, finish those reports tonight.
Sir, yes, sir.
And clean this mess up. Then he turns and leaves. You look over and Lieutenant Bottoms is smirking as he sits back down to get back to his work.
Let's see. I would like to basically. Oh man. No, I don't want to try to intimidate him right now. I'll just silently and dejectedly get back to my TPS reports.
Okay. You know what? I just realized I need to do something else actually. Oops. Roll 20. Because we're gonna need dice probably here soon. Oh no! It's signed me out. You stupid son of a bitch.
That was solid.
That was solid.
That character made me feel like a little bitch. I don't like
Jesus. Hey, Commander Hewitt, upstanding Imperial officer, highly accommodated and respected by all his peers. I don't know why you'd have an issue with him. What's my password? Okay. Verifying I'm human. Oh, you son of a bitch.
That scene happened enthralled the whole time.
Is it trying to say I'm not human?
It can tell you're a Muppet.
Shut up.
Felt check.
Felt check.
Oh no, why is it doing this to me now? Okay, there we go. It's not human. Run away. Sevvy, go away. This isn't your episode. So yeah, you've got a lot of reports to do, and I think it's time we're gonna make your first roll, my friend. So let me hit the swoosh here to show off our other overlay. And chat, by the way, chat, what do you think of the current overlay? No, Warlock, that is my inspiration for Commander Hewitt was I imagined what it would be like if Sevvy was an Imperial commanding officer. So if you thought that was a sinister and villainous performance, that is exactly where that came from. I'm just kidding, Sevs. I'm just kidding. Please don't kill me. Oops, that. Because we are not doing the Muppetosis dono. Shit.
Way to scare chat.
I was kidding, Sevs. Oh my god, I was joking. Warlock said it first. You can't even blame me. It was his idea. All right, so. Oh shit, Moss isn't on this one. What the hell?
What happened?
Sorry. Let me get your face, Moss. 1 second.
Am I muted again?
No,
Have
you're
I
here,
been
but your face is not here.
disconnected?
You're like a disembodied voice right now. I know it's kind of weird.
Layout is looking spiffy.
But yeah, you're gonna have to make up these reports somehow. You are way behind, and that situation you just had with Commander Hewitt, not good. That promotion, it's gonna go to Bottoms if you don't get this shit knocked out. So you got a few options here. The question is, are you an upstanding citizen in the Imperial Navy, or are you a dirtbag Navyman? And you could just work really, really hard on these forums and try to use all the tips and tricks you've learned in your career to bust these out and stay a little bit late. Or maybe you could use a little bit of your admin privileges and some accounts that you're not really supposed to be using and manipulate the numbers a little bit. Maybe some of Bottom's reports disappear with your name on them instead. Who knows? How would you like to handle this?
Well, if Dina has learned anything from her parents, it's that there's no better way to ascend the ranks in an honorable way. So she's going to use the best of her knowledge to formulate a plan in order to get these TPS reports done as soon as possible. I don't know if you have a role in mind, but but to formulate a plan, I would wonder if I might use a tactics knowledge check.
Sure. Yeah, you could do a tactics knowledge check to see if with all your Imperial training, maybe you know some tricks, some shortcuts. Maybe you can get like 3 forms done at once by copy pasting certain standard text. Yeah, go ahead for it. Let's see what you got.
Nope. Why is it not rolling? All right, hold on. Okay. I don't know why it's not rolling it. All right, I gotta close my character sheet and then try it. Oh, that's why. Okay.
Those transitions are scaring the hell out of chat.
No, I roll. Oh no.
Ooh. Yeah, 8 is it's not great. Yeah, you're racking your brain. Maybe it's because you're tired. Maybe it's because Commander Hewitt denied you your water and destroyed your mental health when he stepped on your whittled bothan. You're not sure, but your Imperial training's not coming back to you. You keep copying and pasting the wrong shit. You thought you remembered a certain regulation and realized you remembered the wrong regulation. This is not going well.
This is ringing too close to real life. I don't like it.
While you're frustrated and realizing you are now 3 hours past your usual time to get off and go relax in your cot and get some relaxation for the night, a knock is at the door.
I get up and I go and answer the door.
There's a young ensign outside, looking nervous. Says, "Greetings, Lieutenant. I have a special delivery."
Oh, yes. What do you have?
It's a priority message. Emergency shipment coming in tomorrow. You need to review this right away.
Yes. Thank you, Winston.
Right away. This is going to go straight up to Commander Hewitt. You hear? If this is done well, he'll be very happy. If not...
I understand, Ensign. Thank you. I'll get right on it.
Thank you, sir.
It's ma'am.
Oh, no, we don't do gendered officer titles in the Imperial Navy.
I knew that. I was checking your knowledge. On with you.
Thank you, Lieutenant.
And
Yes.
I will review the delivery.
So it's an emergency delivery document. Top priority. It's got the official Imperial seal. Only somebody of the right authorization can open it. And hey, that just so happens to be you. You're in logistics. You've got the right clearance for this. So you pop this baby open.
Oh, yes, of course. This is top priority.
You open it, and inside is an emergency delivery shipment manifest. And the manifest implies that there are new assets coming into the mining facility that are going to speed up production, and they need to be checked in and reviewed swiftly tomorrow so that they can be put to work immediately. And there's designation numbers for all of the units coming in. This is going to make Commander Hewitt very happy if this goes well.
Perfect. New droids. Perfect. That's exactly what we need to get our production up. I will head there right away.
Fantastic. It's going to take some prep work first here at your desk. You're going to have to get the manifest entered. You're going to be pulling basically an all-nighter if you want to get this ready for Hewitt tomorrow. So,
of course, I was getting ahead of myself.
So give me a computer use check at this point, because you're going to fill this stuff out, and I hope you put some skills in computer use.
No.
Oh God. That is good enough. That is good enough. You don't get it done as fast as you would like, but you do get the data input, and you're positive your work is good. Yeah, it maybe there's a flaw somewhere in there, but you think it's going to be good enough to pass inspection for sure. And so you get that information input, and now you got to go get the floor ready. If these new units, these droids, are going to come into the facility and start speeding up production, the floor space needs to be cleared. Pallets need to be moved out of the way so the new pallets can be brought in. Have some other tech droids on hand in case any of these come in disassembled and need to be assembled on the spot.
Yes, of course. I'll head there right away.
All right, so you head out there, and you start getting your subordinates, the enlisted, around there to start getting things put together. But you need to make sure they're doing it right, of course. So what I would like you to do, let me look at your sheet here, because I want to make sure I can't look at your sheet on this one. I gotta look at this one. Got too many damn screens. I want to make sure I pick the right skill, because I do so many systems, man. All right. There we go, launch. That's what I wanted. Oh, you know what? I didn't show your guys' artwork. I should have done that. That would have been a really good idea. Oh, well. All right, so you've got... We're going to say... I kind of like perception for this. You're going to do an inspection of your subordinates' work. So we're going to call this a perception check, because you go down the line, checking their handiwork, making sure that everything is good.
All right. Ew.
Yeah, you go up and down the line, and it's a good thing that your keen eye was there, because one of your sergeants definitely screwed up. He set up one of the areas poorly. If somebody else had tried to roll one of the droid pallets onto this thing, it could have been a disaster. It could have been an emergency that could have injured somebody, putting a black mark on your speckless record. Is that what I'm looking for? Spotless record of no safety incidences over the last 2 years.
Is the sergeant nearby?
He is.
Sergeant,
Lieutenant.
I would like for you to review your process for me and tell me how you came to the conclusion that this was acceptable.
Because, sir, that is a Class D bracket holding, and that is a Class C pallet, and the letters above the lower letters always are able to go into the lower... Was that reversed? Oh, no. I'm sorry, sir. I just cross-trained.
Oh, well, if there's anything I've learned from my time in the Imperial Navy, excuses are like you-know-what. Now, I think you should take some time, review your process, and perhaps we'll put you on latrine duty tomorrow. Does that sound acceptable?
Latrine duty? Yes, sir. I understand, sir. Acceptable, sir.
Run along.
He walks away looking very dejected. What the heck? What did I just do? That was weird. Other than that, though, things look great. And you have a very good feeling about the inspection tomorrow.
I pat myself on the back.
Good, good. So, you do have one more thing to consider. It's really late. The inspection's really early. You didn't finish those reports. You took care of the priority thing. It's done. But you didn't finish the reports, and Commander Hewitt seemed very insistent on that. But maybe you getting the surprise inspection done will be enough to butter him up, and he'll forget all about the other reports being a little bit late. What do you think?
I think that this would take priority, and Commander Hewitt would understand the delay on the completed reports, and he would find this of utmost importance.
And you got to have your beauty sleep, right? Makes sense.
Makes sense. What's an Imperial officer must maintain appearances.
Indeed, indeed. So you retire to your room, and you get a good, well, I wouldn't say a good night's sleep. You get a reasonable night's sleep for the inspection the next day. It rolls around to the next morning on Brental, and your Imperial alarm clock goes off, playing the Imperial March theme, standard on every Imperial clock. Nobody gets a special one. And a droid comes by and delivers you your cold military officer breakfast. standard dairy imperial officer. Nobody gets anything special. And you eat it at the same time as every other officer on this godforsaken place. Nobody gets to eat at a different time because you're not special. When you're done, it's time to head out for your inspection.
Straighten my uniform and make sure that my hair is nice and tight against my scalp, and I head out.
Right. You get there, and just in the nick of time, the delivery has arrived. The shuttle has arrived. It has landed and docked, and the cargo crates are coming out, and they're lining them up to all the pallets. Your sergeants are all, and your enlisted are all getting these things down there, strapping them down in place, ratcheting them down, taking marks off the inventory that you put into the digital system last night. Things are going flawlessly. Then you hear the sound of boots behind you.
I stand at attention.
And in walks Commander Hewitt, who looks around, a little stiff, his face unreadable. Was this your work, Lieutenant?
Sir, yes, sir.
Impeccable. Maybe you might have a place in this Navy after all.
Thank you, sir.
I'm eager to see our new arrivals. Let's go inspect one of the cargo crates.
Yes, sir. I too am excited. They should be a formidable asset to our operation.
Fantastic. Lead the way.
And I lead the way. Very nervously.
What do you mean this is produced by Disney? What do you want?
Warlock says she works herself to death and a man steals her glory and gets promoted.
The good old-fashioned way.
Welcome to America.
My Queen mug. Merch coming soon. I know I keep saying that, but I promise it is. They were so good. The commander got stiff. Yes. So you go over to one of the cargo crates, and you check the manifest. The numbers match. We're going to say this is cargo. This is going to be cargo crate GTT-199. Do you open it for inspection for the commander?
Of course.
All right. So you put in the code, and there's a slight hiss, and the door opens, and or the crate kind of opens outward, sort of like a little Iron Maiden in a way. And you're looking at the commander, and you turn to look at the droid, and instead you're looking face to face with a Wookiee in chains.
I step back for a second and I look over at the commander and I look back down at the manifest. And sir, I think they may have sent us the wrong shipment, sir. These were supposed to be droids, yes?
No, these are the new assets. Look, he grabs your manifest. This one here is asset GT-199, right? That's what it says, right on the crate. No, this is correct.
Yes, sir.
What a marvelous asset. Oh, yes. This one's a big boy, isn't he? Oh, he will do very well in the mines, he says, leaning into... How would you describe your Wookiee, Caleb?
My Wookiee is sort of a dark brown with graying hair. A lot of his top hair has been dreaded with different little beads in them kind of coming down past his shoulders. He's just got this angry snarl face on.
Smelly, though. He leans forward a little bit, looking at the Wookiee, and he grabs one of the dreads with one of the beads and looks at it. And then he reaches down into his Imperial uniform and pulls out a little pocket knife, a little ceremonial one that commanders are given at their promotion ceremonies. And he just cuts the bottom of that dread off, taking the bead, pulls it back and goes, "Perfect. My Sarcheesy board was missing a piece. This will be a fine replacement." He tucks it into his military pocket, buttoning it over.
I think Moravgi like lunges forward but gets stopped by the chains.
Oh, this one has an attitude. Sergeant, why don't you show GTT 199 what happens when they have an attitude problem? Sir, yes, sir. The sergeant goes over and he grabs a little electric stun baton and reaches in there and right into your side. And it is not a good feeling. Despite your strength, you feel yourself kind of falling limp against the back of the box. There we go. Yes, you're going to learn very quickly your place here. GTT 199. Very well done, Lieutenant Voss. It's a good thing you were there to get that emergency missive last night. If Lieutenant Bottoms hadn't left early, maybe he could have gotten the prize. But I'm very proud of you. Make sure all of these units get properly checked in and washed. I don't like the stench of them on board.
I straighten up a little bit, kind of correct my posture and say, yes, sir. I'll see to it right away.
And CP-36. Wookiees, tell me a little bit about their culture. What do they value? What's something they would hold dear? Oh, of course, sir. They value pride and honor. They especially revere the elderly among their people. Perfect. Lieutenant, I want you to ascertain which of these assets is the oldest, and I want to keep 2 of them separate. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Good. Continue on. I'll be heading back to my office. Alert me if you find any damaged product.
I will right away, sir.
And then you see the sergeant who you told was going to have to clean all of the latrines come into the area, and he sees suddenly that there's like 100 new Wookiees who are probably going to be shitting a ton every single day. And his face just drops. So tell us a little bit about what Lieutenant Voss is thinking right about now.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm like Moss, the player, is like, I'm over here squeezing this thing because I'm like, it's like a nervous tick. I'm like, but Voss is genuinely taken aback. She did not get into the Imperial Navy to be a slaver or a slave driver or anything like that. She has no problem with machines that are built to do these jobs, but Wookiees, I mean, regardless of where she views them as far as social station, slavery just doesn't sit right with her.
So what are you going to do? You've been given an order to check all these assets in and make sure that they are bathed before they are put to work over the next several months.
Well, do we have a... oh, man. Would I know of any place where these Wookiees might be cleaned? Is there a certain chamber that I might have them seen to?
There's not a lot, but give me a knowledge, probably bureaucracy. Let me look at your sheet.
I would appreciate a knowledge bureaucracy check.
Actually, tactics might actually work here as well. But let's go bureaucracy. $19. Okay, look at Moss coming in with some good rolls. Mm-hmm. So yeah, you're thinking about logistics and where you've been sending supplies, where things have been coming in for repair and keeping this place. Most of the units are private for certain sections and squadrons, what have you. But there are 2 training dormitories, and one of them is currently under currently being decommissioned and rebuilt back up. It was kind of older and out of date, and it's being remodeled. But the refresher unit, the communal one, where recruits would all go in and have to shower awkwardly together as they're getting their formal training, that area is still got running water and could be used. It would have to be sort of a factory line of running Wookiees through, but it could be done.
Okay. Is the sergeant still in the room?
Which one? The one who stun batoned Caleb's character, or the one that you put on latrine duty?
Latrine duty.
All right, let's call that one Sergeant Zaku.
Sergeant Zaku. At
Sir.
attention. Yes, we will be needing to take these Wookiees and have them cleaned. I expect you to follow me, and we'll see that you do this correctly.
Of course, sir. I will see it done, sir.
Yes. Follow me. And I will begin leading everyone to the designated wing, which you just described.
Okay. So you show him this facility, and looking at it, you did not realize how grimy this place actually is. It hasn't been used in months, hasn't been cleaned. There's no droids assigned here to do maintenance duties. It's disgusting, but the water's functional, and he only said the Wookiees have to be clean, not necessarily their environment. What do you do?
Just to kind of keep up appearances, I'll look over at Sergeant Zaku, say, yes, this will do. Go and fetch me one of those Wookiees.
Yes, sir. Any particular one?
The one with the dreaded locks. Bring him in.
Are you sure you don't want another one, sir?
Sergeant, are you hard of hearing?
No, sir. Permission to speak freely, sir.
Permission granted briefly.
That one has been quite temperamental. He attempted to tear off the face of another sergeant. He barely moved out of the way only to see a droid racked and destroyed instead.
Correct you are, but wouldn't you agree, Sergeant, that it might be best to get that one out of the way first?
Just worried about my face, sir. That's all.
We're all worried about our faces, aren't we, Sergeant? Now, go fetch him.
Yes, sir. Zaku smartly salutes and goes back to fetch the crate. So two other enlisted come with him. And so the crate is brought in with GT-199. And Sergeant Zaku looks nervously over at the bindings with his remote key. And looks at you again, like for assurance that this is what you want done.
Give him a nod.
Beep. The shackles unleash. Now, GT-199, this is your bathing time. You should go bathe.
Is he within reach?
Yes.
I'm gonna immediately grab that guy and like pull him into the bars of my cage.
You make an angry Wookiee sound when you do. He cries as he gets pulled into the container.
I will pull out my heavy blaster and aim it at the Wookiee. You will release the sergeant.
I'm sort of just holding him up for a minute, and then I'll drop him.
His legs are limp noodles because he was so fucking scared that they kind of went numb. And he kind of like just collapses to the ground and starts like scooting back and makes his way over to like a wall to stand himself up, straightening his uniform. Thank you, sir.
Must look out for my sergeants. Now, it's time he be rinsed off.
This way, GTT, or GGTT 199.
Steps out. Like, I think he was probably even crouched in his cage. He is quite the tall Wookiee as he steps out of his crate.
Oh, wow.
He takes you to over one of the water units. You're actually too tall for the water unit. And you have to crouch to get into the spray of the thing. And it starts to soak your fur. And the lieutenant motions over to this other droid that wheels in, and it's got these like two nozzles, and it starts spraying you with like these soap suds, and it like rinses you at the same time.
While they're doing that, I'd like to see if I can assess his age.
Sure, I think that would be a knowledge life sciences check.
I'm not good at that, but I do need to follow the commander's orders. Oh.
Okay, how old is your Wookiee, Laylines?
360.
All right, that's right. Why did I even ask? You think it's something like that?
Sergeant, how old do you think that this Wookiee is?
I wouldn't know, sir. I don't pay very much attention to aliens.
Based on the stature and the graying of the hair, I would put its age around 36 decades, 360.
Interesting.
Now we must keep this one aside at the commander's orders.
This one?
Well, yes, he did say that we should separate out the eldest, should we not?
This one is not the eldest, sir. At least not according to the manifest droids. It seems there's one named...
He like flinches again towards them.
No. I'll look at the manifest.
That one is the second oldest, and then there is another by the name of Warlock. They are the oldest.
Oh. Well, a keen eye there, Sergeant. I think those two shall be next.
If I may, sir. Maybe we should put this one down.
Sergeant, leave those decisions to me, okay?
I know, sir, but you know the legend around here about the number 36. It's bad luck. Every shuttle that's ever had that number in its designation, catastrophic ending. Every officer who had that in their graduation title, catastrophic career. The 36th delivery of food to the station, mass food poisoning to all the troops.
Well, I seem to have had quite good luck with the number 36. I think we'll keep on going with the plan. Wouldn't you agree that that's the best course of action?
Whatever you say, sir. Look at that bottoms. God damn it, Keaton. All right. And so the rest of the day goes by kind of in this procedural thing where you start getting them all watched and following your orders and what have you. And we're going to shift viewpoints a little bit. We're going to go into the part where we look at Caleb's experience through this whole thing. So Caleb, you just gone through a lot of shit. You know what happened prior to this. We're not going to share that right now, but now you've been enslaved, you've been chained and shipped across the galaxy for weeks. You've been stunned, hit, abused, had your
Dread cut off.
Your dread cut off by a pompous Imperial officer. And now they've even taken away your life mate. a he, and have put her in a separate storage from all the rest of you. And nothing about your experience is good at all. You get forced into the shower, the smelly, weird, perfumey soap shit's all stuck in your fur. You try to sleep through the night, and some of these antagonistic Imperial officers keep coming by and rattling their batons against your cages, and they think it's funny to see you trying to get to sleep and struggling. And the next morning comes around with no training videos, nothing. You are immediately put to work mining materials with equipment you've never even touched before. Now, thankfully, you're a Wookiee, and Wookiees are actually pretty technologically advanced, and some of it's intuitive, but this equipment's dangerous, and they don't give you any safety equipment. How angry would you say your character is? What is on their mind at the present?
On his mind right now is just ripping the limbs off of as many as he can as he makes his way to a ship and takes off. He's at like a 9 out of 10. Ooh. He's not all the way there yet, but he is pretty angry.
I would like you to make an endowment roll, but for but for your testicles, please. Let me roll 1d100.
Why?
It's all going to come together, I promise.
An 18.
Oh,
Half of a 36.
Oh no.
oh God.
So as you are working and you're already pissed off, they've been bothering you all day. One of the sergeants and his men behind you are snickering at you trying to work. And they're just looking at the Wookiees and they're like, what about that one over there? Supposedly it's a male according to this document, but where's its balls? They're just like laughing and snickering at you. And one of them goes, You think if I shock them right under the cheeks, they might make an appearance? And they all start snickering together. And he goes, "Oh, dare you? No, I'm not doing that. That's what I thought. You don't have any balls either." I do have balls. I would do it. No, you wouldn't. You're a big chicken shit. You always have been. I would do it. I will. All right, then go do it. And he looks nervously at his partner. And he smiles back at them like he's confident, but as he walks towards behind you, he gets a little nervous and tugs at his collar a little bit. And then he takes the stun baton and goes right under your butt cheeks. Do you go to a 10?
Oh, yeah, he goes to a 10.
What do you do?
All right. Yep. So Wookiees typically don't use their climbing claws. This guy's getting his ear taken off.
Ooh. Make me a strength melee attack roll. I think that's a good one.
All right. Let me just whoop. I should have.
Yeah, Matt Claw too.
18. Yep.
Hey, 18's gonna fucking do it. Are you in a rage, would you say?
Oh yeah, he's in a rage.
All right, so you're gonna get what, +4 to that? So 9.
+2. +2.
+2, okay, 7. All right, that is certainly enough to bloody this individual, which I would consider losing an ear. So you reach out for him, grabbing him by the ears, and you pull him back, and you don't get the left ear, but your claw tears off the right ear, which goes like flying through the air, right down in some of like the industrial dust and soot from the stuff that you're mining. Oh God. And he's crying out in pain, going, "Ah, my ear!" And the other officers have stopped laughing at this point, and they've all stood up with their batons and are saying, "Back, you ugly Wookiee, back! Get away from him, you scum! Don't make us use these!"
Just got the claws out, but it's backing up still, doesn't want to get stunned again.
Yeah, they...
Limping a little bit. Knees in.
They come a little closer, and it seems like now they're just intent on shocking you, even though you're no longer resisting. And one of them does actually reach out and attempt to shock you. I'm going to roll to see if they succeed, since you are actively resisting at this point. They do. So luckily, this guy's not very good with his instrument, and it's just a mild shock, but it's still enough. You don't like it.
Right.
Do you retaliate in your rage, or do you back down?
How many of them are there?
2.
2? Oh, yeah. This guy's got to get it. I'm still raging. I'm the raging Cajun out here right now.
All right.
Yeah, he's getting smacked around a little bit. I think I'm going to pick him up.
All right. You are pissed, so you lunge towards him. Maybe even like knock his baton hand out of the way, just grab him by the collar of his uniform and lift him.
Yep.
And as you are lifting him, you are probably about to do something really bad to him, I'm sure. But you hear over to your left, and it catches your attention, and you look over, and you see one of the other sergeants, and he clicks a remote, and a screen appears behind him. And on the screen, in a cage, attached to several electrical pods, is Ahi.
He immediately drops the guy
down if I were you. You have been causing a lot of trouble, 199. A lot of trouble indeed. We don't like troublemakers around here. Sergeant Zerku, take Sergeant Frost to get his ear repaired. As for you, 199, we're going to have to teach you some manners. And he kind of signals his hand, and 2 more officers show up with their baton clubs. These ones aren't set to stun. They're just going to beat you with them. And then Sergeant Frost. But Frost is fine, though. We can say it's Frost. Sergeant Frost with a bleached male haircut, but is a woman, who on her way out is talking about sexism in the Empire. So you're gonna go unconscious. They're gonna beat you to the point where you go unconscious and you're not useful for the rest of the day. We're gonna have a little bit of a we're gonna call this a little passage of time of like a couple days. It goes on like this for a while, and we're gonna get some reflection from both of the characters here. So, Lieutenant Voss, you've been witnessing this sort of stuff going on now for several days. Wookiees getting beaten, being sprayed down unceremoniously. One cadet had filled the droids that were supposed to be spraying shampoo on the Wookiees with some sort of hair removal substance, making them like have bald patches all over them. Just all sorts of inhumane abuses, keeping them up and whatever. And putting them in really dangerous situations, things you would never have put your own soldiers into. They would have gone down with proper safety equipment and stuff to use these machines. And all sorts of accidents are having one Wookiee lost an arm because they lost control of one of the machines and didn't have the proper uniforms and whatnot and safety equipment in place. What is Voss thinking about all of this going down?
Well, Voss's first instinct is to do what she can to remove herself from the situation, and instinctively she focuses more on how close am I to getting that promotion so I can get off of this horrible, horrible planet. She doesn't want to see any of this anymore, but she also doesn't want to stir anything up either. She wants her career to go as exactly how she had planned, and she wants to travel. She wants to see everything.
Switch it over to full faces while we talk. All right, so you're deep in thought about this, and you're considering all of this. Maybe you're whittling at your desk as you're like deep in thought, and you're kind of maybe whittling mindlessly, even not making any real shape to the thing. And Lieutenant Bottoms like glances over once or twice and just sees you sitting there doing that. And finally, Lieutenant Bottoms clears his throat and says, "Don't think I don't know what you're doing."
And Lieutenant Bottoms, what is it you think I'm doing?
You think I'm stupid? Behind 13%. You got behind on purpose because you knew that document was coming in and you wanted to steal the glory off yourself.
Well, Lieutenant, does that make you feel better about your situation?
No, but just know, I know what you're doing, and you're going to screw this up. You always do. And I'm going to slide in and take advantage. So don't get too comfortable.
We'll see about that, Bottoms.
Well, I finished my reports for the day, and a few extra. It looks like you are now 40% behind. Late hours, I guess.
Perhaps I'll take up some extracurricular activities to increase my standing with the commander.
We will see. Good evening, Lieutenant Voss.
Sleep well, Bottoms.
Bottoms gets up and heads out. And while you're pondering this, Caleb, it's been a long several days for you. Long several days. You've already had 2, maybe 3 flare-ups, gotten your ass beat multiple times under the threat of Ahi suffering for your mistakes. Lots of pent-up rage, and only a little bit of Imperial blood on your claws, but not nearly enough to sate you. What is going through his head right now? What are his thoughts? What is he feeling? Hopeless? Is he scheming? How does your Wookiee's mind work?
He's always been sort of a survivor. He feels probably the closest to hopeless that he's ever felt, but he still has that sort of like air of arrogance that he can't die. Nothing is going to go wrong as long as he's still breathing. He's going to figure out another way out of this predicament. So he's looking around, keeping an eye on who has spoken about Ahi, because he believes that not all of them understand that Wookiees understand basic. So he's just been keeping his ear out, trying not to get in as many fights. He knows he can't rely on the Wookiees around him, being that he knows a couple of them. So he's not reaching out to any other Wookiee. He knows he's got to rely on himself.
So as you are coming back from the refresher after being washed and cleaned up with those perfumey chemicals you hate so much, you pass kind of the area where they're holding Ahi, and there are some cadets there, some sergeants there, including the one whose ear you fucked up. It has been put back in place. You can almost not even... it's slightly tilted, but it almost looks like it's fine. The Bacta did its job. And they're jeering at you a little bit as you are walking by, and the one whose ear you took off kind of taunts you, and he's like, "Hey, 199, I've been practicing my Wookieese. Tell me, what does this mean?" Oh! They all start snickering. "Oh, how about this one? Oh!" And they're just taunting you and making these sounds that sound nothing like fucking Shiriwook. Trying to get you angry. Does it work?
I think because they're so close to Ahi, it doesn't... He's trying to shake it off, but also he's also plotting how quick could he get to them before they could hit any sort of button to hurt her.
So they're looking at you, and one of them, while he's laughing and jeering and making these stupid walkies, Keaton, they're making these sounds. One is like watching you and kind of sees like your eyes look up at Ahi and Beck, and he looks up and looks back and goes, "I don't think he responds to anything except for that one. I think he wants a little wookie nookie, if you know what I mean." And they all start chuckling to each other, and the one whose ear you had taken off looks and goes, "Oh, I see. You miss your girlfriend. Don't worry, 199. I'm giving her the 199 all night long." And he turns around and like starts thrusting at her while making Wookiee orgasm sounds.
Yep, that'll do it.
You lunge for them?
Oh yeah.
All right. A very similar scene plays out as before. You probably get some licks in. They pull out the stun batons. She gets threatened, and you ultimately have to back down. You tore off his other ear this time, so he's going to go have to get that one repaired. Foster Fosh. Good question. Good question. But it seems this time you may have bitten off a little more than you can chew.
I spit out his ear.
If we did bennies, I would give you a benny for that. The next morning rolls around, and there is an emergency inspection called. Lieutenant Voss. Breakfast is canceled.
I've worked on an emptier stomach. Let's go see what needs done.
When you get out to the inspection floor, you find Commander Hewitt waiting alongside Lieutenant Bottoms, several sergeants, including Sergeant Zaku and Sergeant Frosk. And also you see 199, GGTT 199 is out there as well as another Wookiee that you have not seen before. And 199 is currently heavily restrained. He's back in his crate. They got extra binders on him. And for your, actually, I'm gonna spell this out, but the stuff I'm about to say, you're already aware of, Caleb, and are probably pissed about it if I'm guessing. But Commander Hewitt sees you arrive and goes, "Ah, there you are, Lieutenant. Could have used you here a little quicker, but at least you're here. Have you been reading the reports from your men?"
Sir, yes, sir.
So I assume you're aware of this asset causing a lot of damage.
Sir, yes, sir. I have read those reports, yes.
And what are you doing about it?
Sir, we will be increasing security precautions for this one, sir, and ensuring that he is kept in line, sir.
Really? How?
Constant watch, surveillance, perhaps shackles to avoid him getting too far off track.
Lieutenant, you are far too soft on these aliens. Whittling bothans, shampooing them with fragrances, surveillance in response to them ripping off 2 ears from one of your sergeants.
With all due respect, sir, his ears are both back now. Seems
At the
back.
cost of many medical supplies and credits of the military, not to mention a few days of recovery for each sergeant. Injured. The same one. Twice, my understanding. No, that is not good enough. You see, to deal with aliens, Lieutenant, you have to let them know their place. And sometimes there's only so many ways to make them understand. We need to make an example. That one over there, do you recognize it?
No, sir, I don't believe I'm familiar.
That one is GTT 203, also known as Ahi. It turns out it's that disgusting creature's life mate. Did you know that they have life mates?
No, sir, I was not aware of that.
It's disgusting. The idea of these creatures. It doesn't matter, though. What matters is we need a lesson. We need to break this one and send a message to him and all the others like him about what happens when you defy the Empire.
If I may ask, sir, what is it that you're suggesting?
Take your sidearm and execute GTT 203. Now.
Mervragi just starts like freaking out at even hearing that.
I kind of lean back a little bit and startle, and I reach for my sidearm and pull it out, and I begin to protest. I look up at the commander and say, "Sir, and I walk over to Ahi's cage, and I look at Ahi.
She looks at you with sad, tired eyes. But she doesn't even look like she's pleading. She just looks like she's resigned, brave, ready. You can hear the anguished growls of her life mate to your left.
I holster my blaster and immediately turn back to the commander. Sir, if I may speak freely, sir.
I gave you an order, Lieutenant. What are you doing? Don't holster your weapon, turn around, and shoot that thing right between its stupid, ignorant eyes.
Sir, I think our assets would be put to better use, separated and not dead, sir. Productivity has increased, and eliminating assets would only serve to decrease that productivity.
That is your expert opinion?
Sir, yes, sir. I can fetch you the reports if you'd like.
Very well, Lieutenant. Come, stand at my side.
I go and stand at his side.
Lieutenant Bottoms, kill it. Yes, sir. He pulls out his sidearm, walks forward without hesitating, shoots Ahi right between the eyes.
A blood-curdling screech from Mervragi.
There, you see? That's an example of doing what you're told and earning your place in the Empire. I'm going to strongly be recommending an action report against you for defying the order of a commander. While I'm considering that, maybe you need to go spend some time catching up on the 47% of reports you have not completed during your time taking care of your little pet project here.
Sir.
You're dismissed, Lieutenant.
I head back to begin work on my reports once again.
Commander Hewitt walks over to 199's crate. What is 199 doing? Wait, now?
Probably sobbing. And just like curled.
Does that hurt? Maybe you should have been a little more productive. By the way, I'll be taking one of her beads to put on the other side of my Sarchisi board. A yin to the yang, if you will. I look forward to seeing you being more productive in the future. 199. And he backs up. Lieutenant Bottoms, you're in charge of this operation now. And I'll be approving your paperwork first thing tomorrow. Lieutenant Voss has been nothing but a disappointment. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Carry on. And then we fade away from that. So, late night doing paperwork, Lieutenant Voss. Are you having trouble getting it done?
Yes, I'm well above 50% behind at this point.
I mean, besides the mounting task, it's been a traumatic evening for you. What is going on in your head?
Well, at this point, Voss feels the need to leave, but she doesn't feel the need to leave alone. In fact, she feels like she needs to see if she can get 199 out with her, because she has seen nobody in more anguish than 199 at this point in her few years of living. And by few, I mean late 20s. So I think that she's, at this point, she's basically decided, fuck this paperwork. I'm going to see if I can find my way down to where the Wookiees are being held.
Okay. You guys, I'm sending a message in private chat real quick before we move on. And just keep that in mind as we move forward. All right, so you now are thinking about what? So you're saying you want to leave and you want to get one. Are you saying that you want to like leave, like go AWOL?
Yes. And I'd like to see, is there like a security ID or something I can find around here that might gain me access, additional security access or anything?
I mean, your security ID has plenty of access. Are you like looking for somebody else's or?
Yeah. Well, I mean, at this point, I don't necessarily want to leave any tracks either.
Yeah, you know, you've been working with Lieutenant Bottoms for a long time, and not perfect, makes some security flaws here and there, and on occasion, Lieutenant Bottoms has been known to leave their security card locked in their drawer so that he never forgets it in his office, because he's done that once or twice and it was embarrassing.
Okay, I would like to see if that drawer is currently unlocked and see if that security card is in there.
You head over to Lieutenant Bottom's desk and you start trying to mess with the drawer. It is indeed locked.
Okay. Let's see. I know?
What is your thoughts? What are you trying to do? And we'll see what kind of role you'll need.
I want to try to get in there and grab that key card.
Okay,
without any.
A few options. You could see these are electronically locked, so you could try to log into his computer and hack in and see if you can't somehow get it open that way. You could try to mechanically disable it using mechanics, Or if you're feeling pretty brawny, you could try to physically just force this thing open with raw strength.
I'm gonna, I guess, mechanics and what would the other one be? Like a used computer check or something?
Yeah, use computer if you want to try to use
Okay.
this console.
Okay.
It'd just be strength if you want to do the other thing, and then mechanics if you want to try to like disable it with like tools or something.
I will try a. I'll try a used computer check.
Okay.
Oh.
Ooh, that's a natural one, isn't it? You bungle it so bad that it turns on a permanent lockout, and there's a little message that popped up that says, "Sending security warning to computer owner. Name Lieutenant Bottoms, Nigel."
I at this point know that I probably don't have a whole lot of time, so oh man, I'm gonna see if I can find some way to pry that drawer open.
All right, let's go for physical then. That means you're going to try with raw strength, like just pulling on this drawer with all of your officery muscle.
Hey,
Apparently, being scared does the trick. You in desperation, your adrenaline just starts pumping. You grab this drawer and kind of like leverage yourself against it, and the lock pops, and a little like computer piece goes flying off into the corner somewhere. And his stuff just flies everywhere, and you're looking all over the ground, like trying to find the key card, praying that it's actually here, and there it is. Lieutenant Nigel Bottoms, right there. The key card is there.
I grab it. I hold it up in the light, and it shimmers in the light. And
Oh, sorry, they got a natural 1
back.
and then a 19. Sorry, chat. I'll swoosh.
And at this point, I said I just hold it up in the light as it sparkles, and you hear angels singing behind me, and I put it in my pocket, and I exit the room, walking briskly, but not so brisk as to draw attention, trying to act naturally if there are people around.
Did you check incident reports before you left?
No, I did not.
You have no idea how the incident resolved, and it occurs to you, you're not sure what even 199's fate was. Maybe they executed him too.
Oh. I double back and I have to go and check. I have to go and check. I gotta know. I might. Wait, I don't want to just be.
Stress is mounting. You know by now that Lieutenant Bottoms has gotten that notification and is probably on his way if he didn't call for security to come check it out. But you head back into the office and you hop over to your computer and you pull up the incident reports. And you look it up. We're going to say, though, you're kind of hurried right now. So I'm going to want to use computer check for you. As you have to quickly navigate your files. Now, I am going to say that you are familiar with your own layout, your desktop, where you keep your files, and these are standard reports for you. So I do think you would get a +2 circumstance bonus for this roll.
Hell yeah. Oh, God.
Well, that's not good. So you do find the file, but you are so nervous that as you're like clicking and typing your keys, you get it and you nervously hit the delete button and the file disappears.
Shit.
You can hear footsteps coming down the hall. You could try to undo it. There's a recycle bin or something. Holy shit. And you can make another use computer roll, but this time you're nervous. That +2 bonus is gone.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna do it again. Come on.
That is good enough to find something in the recycle bin. So you look for it. You look for it. You're like, I know it's called the recycle bin. I know it's called the recycle bin. Oh, they changed it to the repurposing bin as a 3.2. There it is. And you pull it up, and sure enough, there it is. The one file in the entire bin. The incident report for 199. You open it, and it says, because he is showing such anger after the execution of 203, he's going to be held in confinement for a week until he can calm down. They're going to use some starvation tactics, and maybe interrogate him a little bit to see if they can't get any information from him about the other Wookiees, just to feed their intel and how they might be able to better motivate the others. So he's being held in a detention/interrogation room in one of the detention blocks.
Okay, I will. How close are the footsteps? Can I tell?
They're pretty close. You're going to need to book it.
Okay, I book it.
So you book it out of there, and you go rushing down the hallway towards the detention block area. And we're going to say that you're familiar enough with this facility. You've been around the block enough times that you know exactly where you're going. And you get there, and you find the detention blocks area, and you go and you find the cell in which he would be kept. The officers at the desk there, as you approach, look up and kind of stare at you, look down at their list. Late night visit, Lieutenant?
Yes. Direct orders from Commander Hewitt. I'm supposed to see to 199 immediately.
Ooh, that's a bold lie. But one that would be kind of scary. Why don't we do a deception check with that? All right, I think I know where their DC is going to be based on that lie. Go ahead and roll me a deception check. Are you happy with that roll?
Yeah.
Hey. The sergeant behind the desk looks down at the list like he's really unsure about this for a moment, but the name drop of Commander Hewitt and your clear exasperation seems to have unnerved him. All right, just go. Just go.
And I book it past him down to 199 cell.
Make sure you log anything you say to the prisoner.
I don't even acknowledge. I just keep going.
All right, you find his cell.
And I look in. Is there like a window or anything I can look into? Is there bars?
No, it's very much like the detention block that Leia was in. It's a solid door.
Okay, I will use the key card and open it up. All
right. You open it, and sitting inside the cell is 199. Surprise, he's not shackled.
199. It's me. It's Lieutenant Voss. I'm here. I'm here to help.
Muravgi just jumps him for a second, grabbing her by the shirt.
No. Don't do anything hasty.
In your blind rage, you've grabbed him. And you know what? You're remembering all the things that she was present for. She was there for your forced bath. She told the sergeant to do it, even though the sergeant didn't want to do it. She was there for the first reprimand for one of the officers. She oversaw your first inspection and stood proudly beside the commander. You're thinking of all these things, and maybe you're not even hearing her pleas right now. And you like raise her a little higher against the wall. What do you do?
Yeah, I got her up against the wall, kind of staring her in the face, letting out the...
No. 199. I am sorry.
Clop, 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 clop. Boots come around the corner. 2 Imperial stormtroopers, a young officer who looks to be from the interrogation division, as well as a protocol droid CP-36, you might recall from earlier, have all come around the corner, and they stop in a moment of being like stunned, as 199 is currently hoisting one of their officers up against the wall and is somehow miraculously free from his cell. The officer, young and very clearly early in her career, freezes, unsure of what to do in this moment of unexpected adversity.
I'll drop Voss and immediately jump for one of the interrogation.
Kill it, she says, backing up. And the stormtroopers raise their rifles. We are going to do some theater of the mind combat. This should be fun. So we're just going to make a little turn order. Oh, did you already roll in? No, that was a previous roll. All right, so you should be able to open your sheets. There should be an initiative button on there somewhere. And I'm going to put in 3 of my own.
Oh gosh, man. I am all over the place tonight.
Oh my god. Okay. And then what did you get? Okay, 11.7.
Where did the 11.07 come from?
I think
you
he
can
has
add.
tiebreaker on.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So this is... I gotta get these names right. Moravgi?
Moravgi.
Moravgi. God, I get so close every time.
I also got my own name wrong, so.
Voss.
Wookiee names
that
are hard.
Voss is 5. Moravgi's 11. I'm just gonna put 11 because who cares? Descending. There we go. So it looks like the droid is going first. Oh dear, this is most alarming, says the protocol droid, who then starts to walk away. Actually, kind of the closest place for it to hide is the cell, so it immediately starts walking towards the cell, like it might find shelter in there. And then the first stormtrooper is going to roll up a blaster to shoot at the Wookiee. And I forgot to describe, as you lunged forward and you went at the officer tried to pull their pistol on you, and you knocked the pistol from their hand, and it went spinning across the ground, and it's now near where you are, Voss, as she was backing up. The stormtrooper is going to raise his blaster at Moravgi. Shit. And in true stormtrooper fashion, misses. The bolt going somewhere down the hall, carbon scoring the wall. And the stormtrooper starts to take a defensive walk backwards, his rifle trained on you. And then it's your turn, Moravgi.
All right. Yep. Swinging at him. The closest stormtrooper. Just wanted to read one thing. Okay. Do I add my strength modifier to my unarmed attack? To the damage?
Yes.
Okay,
and if you're raging, you get 2 more.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, we are going to rage. Just trying to read where that is. Swift action rage.
Mm-hmm.
And then we are going to claw this guy.
Fantastic.
That's the wrong button. That's the right button.
Ooh, that is a 9. You're going for the officer or the trooper? Sorry.
The whatever one's closest to me. I'm going for the officer.
Okay. So for the purposes of these prologues, every player is going to be getting 2 phantom force points that are use or lose for the prologues. So this will be a chance if you would like to try to show what a force point does. You could spend a force point to get a d6 to add to your roll in hopes that you might change how this turns out.
Yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to add a d6.
Now I have an very important question for you. Are you doing this out of anger?
Yes, absolutely.
Your character has a little something special about them. Unexpected things happen to him all the time. He seems to make unbelievable things happen at strange moments, like luck's on his side. Do you call upon that in this moment of anger?
I believe so.
Okay. I would like you to roll 2d6 and keep the highest of the 2 for your force point.
Okay.
But you're also going to take a dark side point.
Okay. That's the first one.
Oh.
Can only go up.
Okay.
That's good. That's good.
And
all right.
The damage would be 13 because the rage would be added. I didn't add it in there.
13. Oh, fantastic. This officer's not going to have a good day. Yeah, describe how you absolutely destroy this officer, either lethally or not. Your choice.
Oh, absolutely lethally. Yep, grabs him by the throat, throws them up in the air, and then tears its arms off. We gotta pull the arms out of the sockets.
The woman screams as you rip her arms from her socket and throw the arm one way and her core body the other way and slams against the wall. And she just, from shock, goes limp and her eyes roll back, probably bleeding out and dead.
Wow.
Imperial blood on your claws. You've already moved. You used your swift, you used your standard. We go to the officer who is dead. I'll remove her. Voss.
Okay, so can I use like either a swift action or my movement to pick up the pistol, which is slid next to me?
Fantastic. That is a swift, or actually, no, that would be a move because you don't have quick draw. So it would be a move action to grab the blaster right next to you.
Okay, and then I will take aim at the...
Let's think about this for a second. As your character, this is kind of a pivotal moment here. You've just seen this officer, you've dined in the chow hall with this woman before, get torn apart right in front of you. You are a loyal soldier of the Empire. You have been for years. You were bred your whole life for this, through your family and your noble upbringing. Are you really going to shoot them over this Wookiee? Or could you turn this around, salvage this mistake that you might be making? What do you do?
I take aim, and my finger just trembles over the trigger, and I find myself that I can't actually do it. I can't pull the trigger. This would have been my first Imperial kill, and I just can't do it. So, while I still want out, I can't bring myself to do it. So I'm going to use my Born Leader talent, and once per encounter, as a swift action, grant all allies within line of sight a +1 insight bonus to attack rolls. And I'm going to give that to Moravgi and not the Imperials, as I do not consider them allies at this point. They are mean, and I don't like them.
Okay, so this is going to have to manifest in some way to make Moravgi know that you're helping him. What do you tell him that'll give him this advantage on the situation and give him the upper hand when tangling with your prior Imperial friends?
They are terribly horrible at aiming at point-blank range. Just close the distance.
All right. Well done. You used a move. You used a swift. Technically, you still have a standard left, an action. If you don't have an action you want to use, you can replace it with another move action since it's a lesser, if you want to get up or move or whatever it is.
Yeah, I will. I'll just replace my action with a move and just kind of stand up and kind of back up against the cell wall.
All right. And Moravgi, even as you're like raging and you're tearing this lieutenant apart and you hear the sounds from behind you, you see from the corner of your eye that Voss had a gun in her hand. She could have easily shot you in the back, but she does not. Instead, she says these words to you, which at first are kind of like, but as you realize that she's not an enemy, her words become clear and you understand them. You get a +1 insight bonus from her ability. So the second stormtrooper is then going to take aim at Moravgi.
As well it should.
And in true stormtrooper fashion, misses terribly.
What did I tell you?
CP 36 continues his journey into the cell and sort of tucks himself behind the doorway and is like fumbling for his like little comm unit that he has in his belt somewhere or on his chassis. And then we're going to go to Stormtrooper 1, who is still backing up slightly defensively, keeping his rifle trained on Moravgi. And you can tell by their stature, Voss, and the way they're moving and their extremely terrible shots, that these two stormtroopers are probably cadets. But this one is going to hit, I think. 17, does that beat your reflex defense, Moravgi?
My reflex defense. Yes, my reflex defense is a 16.
I'm going to check something real quick. All right, so things you can use a force point for. So I'm going to give you guys a little lesson on force points. Some powers that you have sometimes will let you burn force points to get extra effects. That's not going to matter here. But so you know, if you're reduced to 0 hit points and would be killed, you can give up a force point as a reaction to avoid death and fall unconscious. So that is an option if the worst were to happen.
Okay.
And I believe a stormtrooper rifle is 3d6. Actually, I should confirm that before I roll it. I'm pretty sure a blaster carbine is that, though. Here it is. It is 3d8. Ooh, I was almost wrong. Twelve. So he does hit you pretty solidly, probably like in the side, causing a carbon burn to sear through your fur and your flesh. What is your damage threshold?
14.
14. Okay, so you're good there. So you guys know if one attack ever deals more than your damage threshold, you go down 1 in what's called your condition track, which is like being injured, and it like debilitates you on almost all your stats. So very scary when that happens. But in this case, it does not. He just gets a good shot on you and continues backing away defensively. And it's your turn, Moravgi.
All right. It's a standard action to do that. Okay. Yep, Moravgi is going to move towards the one that just blasted me. With my move action, then is going to attack with his claws again.
So this time you're going to get a +1 on top of everything else.
Okay. Ooh, 7.
Oh, no. That is a natural 1. Yeah, so you rush forward to get him, and what happens is that lieutenant that lieutenant that was bleeding out, blood is slicked to the floor. and you slide across the blood, and you barrel into the stormtrooper a little bit, but your claws get no purchase. And he just kind of like checks you off of him, pushing you back 5 feet, and you are unable to do damage to him.
All right, with my swift action, I'm going to downgrade that to a move and hide behind a wall.
So actually, swift is lower than move. Is lower than
swift.
move.
Yes.
Yeah,
You're
so
right.
you would not be able to turn that into a move. You could turn a move into
Right.
a swift, but not the other way.
Yep.
So you are where you are, unfortunately. All right, so Voss. This is not looking good for your Wookiee friend. He's been injured. He's been shot. There's still 2 of them left, and they're stormtroopers. They're armored, unlike the officer that went down. You are a trained Imperial officer, so I'm giving you this for free if you don't already know. This Imperial holdout blaster that is given to you as standard issue does have a stun setting if you are worried about killing your friends.
Yeah, I will go ahead and switch that to stun. So I go ahead. Do I just go into my settings here and just change it to my stun? It should be. What's the damage on that?
That's a good question. Let me pull that up.
Is it a heavy? Is it 2d8?
Yeah, it should be a heavy. Hold on. It's the one that has the military license on it, which I think is the heavy. Shit, I closed it. All right, gear. Or equipment, rather. Ranged weapons. All right, so the pistol that is military restricted is the blaster pistol. So the stun is 2d6.
2d6, okay. 2d6. I will switch it over to stun. Does that cost me a swift or anything?
It is a swift to switch your weapon from to lethal to stun. So if you don't want to do that, if you have something else in mind, or remember, swift is lower than move, so if you don't plan on moving, you could have 2 swifts.
Okay. Then I guess I'll follow up with a question. Can I try a persuade as a swift action?
Depends. We'd have to look at the skill. So what are you trying to do with that persuade?
So I will I'll point the blaster at the stormtrooper, and I will just say, "Stand down, cadet," and try to get him to basically just take an order from a superior officer to stand down.
All right, so what you can do is you can use persuasion. So the skills in this system have very specific things broken under them. So for persuasion, you can change attitude, which is a 4-round action. It uses your whole turn. You can haggle, or you can intimidate, which is also a 4-round action, which means you won't be able to switch to stun. So if you want to do that, you can make a persuasion check to try to force a single creature with intelligence 1 of higher to back down from a confrontation, surrender a possession, reveal a piece of information, or flee for a short time. And the DC on this one is going to be against his will defense, and the target is... All right, so this is going to be a modifier of +0. So you're going to have to beat his will defense with a persuasion check. That'll be your whole action, your whole turn. Does that sound good? And a success will mean he'll probably back down in some fashion. Damn. Whatever you finally find, the steely balls that Commander Hewitt's always wanted you to have in this moment, and you give out the most clipped, official, commanding, imperial order you've probably ever given in your entire career. The cadet looks extremely confused. You can't see his face, but like just by his body movements, he sees this raging Wookiee. He sees his bleeding officer. Actually, I should have given a -5 now that I'm thinking about it, but either way, you passed. And he seems very unsure of what to do. So in that moment of indecision, he decides to retreat. And you see him kind of put his fingers to his helmet, and you hear him speaking, and you know, based on the tactics you've seen them trained, he is probably signaling that he's making a retreat and signaling back up. Oh shit, I think you're muted. Sorry, let me refresh.
of moments.
Yeah.
There we go. There we go. Fixed. Say it again.
All right. I say, 199, we need to leave right now. All right. And I head outside of the cell, and I'm still holding my blaster, and I'll just kind of motion with it.
We
Come
are
on,
we are
follow
still
me.
in turn order. We are still in turn order.
Oh, sorry.
Remember, only one, the one that was the one that just shot him, is the one that you have convinced to back down. The other one hasn't backed down yet.
Oh shit! Yeah, there is that one. Okay.
And that was your full round, so you no longer have any moves or anything
Okay.
left. But that takes one of them off the checkerboard for now.
Forget I said anything.
All right. The stormtrooper number 2 sees his friend, hears his friend in his unit like calling for a tactical retreat and asking for backup, and he's kind of doing like the what the fuck, man? And he turns his rifle on the raging Wookiee, who clearly wants to tear his heart out, and tries to fire at him at point blank range.
Oh no!
And this cadet does not have point blank shot. Oh, he squeezes the trigger. Well, this cadet didn't follow standard procedure and recharge his energy packs before his shift. So when he pulls the trigger, click, click. He looks down, looks up at Moravki.
Yeah, this ain't gonna be good for you.
CP-36 finally finds the comm unit and nervously tries to put it up to his head, and it slips out of his hand. And he reaches back down awkwardly with his automotive hands, trying to get this stupid comm unit. The stormtrooper is retreating tactically. We're going to take him off the map. Moravgi.
Yeah, bearing down on this guy. I wonder if I should just scare him away. Nah. He's getting hit. Where's my attack at? There we go. Come on, rolling bones.
That's what you need. So you grab him and you... I don't know. What do? You take him, like, smash him against the wall or some shit?
Yeah, I'm gonna just... I think this time, not lethally. I think I'm just going to grab this guy, slam his head up against the wall, and kind of go more for like just a KO.
All right, you multiple times take his head and just smash against the wall, smash against the wall, smash against the wall. You smash him so hard the helmet itself cracks like in various pieces across the frame, and you can like see the guy's face underneath it, and then he just slumps to the floor.
Perfect. I'm gonna start peeling him out of his. Oh wait. We still got a droid to deal with.
We can go out of initiative for this. That droid is not going to be a very challenging combatant if you decide to deal with him.
Perfect.
So, all right, you've got this unconscious stormtrooper with a broken helmet. There's a droid that you can hear fumbling for a comlink in there. Oh dear, the comlink! I've got to find it. I dropped it around here somewhere.
Excellent. I grab the unconscious guy with the cracked mask. I drag him into the cell with me, and I make short work of the droid, and then I start tinkering in there.
All right, Voss, what the hell is he doing? You need to get the fuck out of here.
199, we really need to leave right now. We don't have time for you to tinker. Please come on. I kind of look back and forth down the hallway. I know that the other stormtrooper had called for backup. Do I see any signs of backup coming at this point?
Not yet, but I mean, it's gonna happen eventually.
I look down at my well, I don't know if I have a watch or not, but I'm kind of tapping my foot and it's like,
No,
come on,
you didn't get a
impatiently.
watch. Commander Hewitt gave one to Lieutenant Bottoms at his promotion ceremony, but not you.
What a little brown noser. Yeah, I'll just kind of sit there waiting impatiently for 199 because at this point I'm not going to leave without him. We've already been through too much trouble for me to leave without him.
Go ahead.
So are you really dedicated to this task, and no matter what happens, you're going to take the time to work on this?
Yeah.
All right. We're going to say this takes a good solid 10 minutes of time, which is a lot. But because you are so in the zone, this is not going to be the case for 99.8% of the time that we run this game. But I'm going to say you're so in the zone in this moment that you're able to just take a 10 on your mechanics check to get this shit done, whatever it is you're doing. So describe to me what it is you do.
I take the vocalator out of the protocol droid.
So you wait, hold on. Let's take a sec. You're destroying the droid?
Yes, destroying the droid.
Oh dear, what do you think you're...
And I am shoving it into the mask of the stormtrooper mask, breaking off the back, kind of fashioning it to my face, and taking a couple pieces of armor that'll fit on my body.
It's like a Bane mask, kind of?
Yes, like a Bane
Stormtrooper?
mask.
Okay. So you shove the droid voculator and the attachments to its like droid brain into this mask, and just like jury rig to the fucking mask. Yeah, like just it was fist, like taking your fist and just pounding the pieces in there. You'll fix the finer like welding and shit later. And you put it on, and then you take a few pieces of armor that you just break off and put it across your fur. It's not going to be effective armor, but why are you doing this? Is there a reason behind why you're doing this?
He's sending a message, is why he's taking the armor. But for the face mask, as he comes out,
my name is not 199. It's Morovgi, says the Wookiee.
Morovgi. Right. Morovgi, I don't think that this is an effective disguise if this is what you're trying to do.
The Wookiee says he thanks you for letting him out and not turning on him. He owes you in his culture a life debt.
Well, we can settle that once we're off this planet. Come, let's get out of here.
So, Lieutenant Voss, you know that to get out of here, you're not going to probably be taking any Imperial shuttles, but you are the logistics officer, and you know that there is a supply shuttle heading up to Selzon Station here very shortly, and it's been known to have what they call hot seats for Imperials who want a little R&R up on the station, who've gotten some time off, that they can, if there are open seats, they can hop on there for free, go up to the station, and then try to catch a hot seat back without using any Imperial resources. A little friendly program they worked out with the Selzon Station Union.
All right. Yeah, let's head to that ship, the supply ship.
On your way, both of you make me an intelligence check.
Great. I am a midwit.
as am I. Ooh, not a good one in this case.
Golly.
What did we get? Ooh, okay. All right. Well, never mind on that. Anybody want to use a force point?
I mean, would a force point really matter in my case? I rolled a
You know what? I'll use
Probably
a force
not
point.
yours, but it might for Morovgi.
All right. We'll just hit force point.
Oh,
in.
come on. A 3 and a 6. Fuck, man.
A 36.
So dumb. All right. Oh, perfect. A 4. That's exactly what you needed. You need a 10. So as you guys are going down the hallway, Morovgi, you're decently smart here. You look over and you realize that if you're escaping, if this Imperial officer is really going to be fleeing with you, fleeing in uniform, when they're going to be looking for her, seems like a really dumb idea. It occurs to you maybe suggesting to her grabbing some civilian wear of some kind on the way out.
The Wookiee said, no, I'm not saying that. You might want to grab civilian wear.
Oh, Yes, great suggestion. Do I know where I might find some civilian wear?
You have a R&R chest in your own room. There's not much in it. You haven't had any sort of vacation since you've come to this planet. But when you got here for processing, you did have from your home this nice old red ceremonial cloak thing that you had wore that you were very fond of. It's the only civilian wear you own.
Is my room on the way?
It's slightly out of the way. It might lose you about 5 minutes.
It'll put us a little bit out of the way, but it might be worth the risk. Come, follow me.
You also reckon that right now, the only trail they have to go on is looking for Lieutenant Bottoms, because that's whose card they use, but that won't keep them away from you for long.
All right, I'll head to my room and grab my civilian wear, and I will make sure to ask my new friend to turn around as I'm changing clothes, as I am still a lady.
Oh, that's
You
very...
damn humans.
Who worries about being in the buff, says the Wookiee. By the way, I forgot to tell you, you damaged that droid. You damaged the shit out of that droid. Then you ripped its voculator and brain out of its head raw with like no tools or anything. That is some pretty severe damage. I'm giving your droid a quirk. Actually, I'm giving it 2 quirks. It's going to be petulant, so sometimes it will argue with you. That's going to be 1 quirk. So if you tell it something or try to translate, sometimes it's just going to argue with you. And sometimes it's going to be... what's the word I'm looking for? I'm just going to say an asshole because I can't think of the right quirk name right now. But basically, sometimes it just straight up mistranslates what you say. Usually to make you look like an asshole or to avoid making itself sound like an asshole, whichever one it cares about the most in the moment.
Perfect. Retarded, prudish, subversive.
No, none of those words. But all right, so you guys, obstinate, that's a good one. So you get your gear and you guys are running along and you are heading towards the shuttle and you see it. It's not too far off. And so far you haven't been accosted. The people who are running towards the incident are going the other way. You know the layout of this place. You are logistics after all. And you are taking the hallways that you know aren't direct lines to the incident, which should buy you enough cover and time to not run into the patrols that are responding. You see the shuttle. And you are making your way there, and it looks like you're gonna be home free. Then you hear the sound of a rifle powering up behind you. Not so fast, Lieutenant.
Bottoms. I suppose you've caught me red-handed, haven't you?
I don't know what you're doing, alien lover. I knew there was something off about you, whittling aliens into that wood all the time. Probably celebrating to them at night in your cot. Disgusting. Oh, but when the commander finds out about this, I'm going to get the best promotion of my life. You made a mistake breaking into my drawer. I knew immediately the only person who could have been taking that from me.
Oh, well, I'm afraid you're the one who's made the mistake, Bottoms. You see, you're the one who let 199 out of his cell.
Preposterous. You stole my ID and did it yourself, and I'll be able to prove that handily. Now, you and 199 will come with me, or I'll be forced to take lethal action.
At this point, I will pull my pistol out and point it at him, and I will say, the best chance at your promotion would be not to take any risky chances, wouldn't it now, Bottoms?
Is that going to be a normal question, or are you going for something mechanically here?
I'm going for something mechanically to try to get him to back the fuck down.
Okay, what would you like to use? Intimidation?
Is there an intimidation skill?
Persuasion. So same thing you did last time,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
This time it's going to be a little bit more difficult. He knows, despite his precarious situation right now, backup's on the way. He's got a better blaster than you, and the Wookiee's too far to hit him immediately. So the persuasion roll here is going to be a -5. It's going to be -5 to your roll.
Oh boy.
Damn!
Damn.
So that's going to put you at a 17, which will beat the will defense. Bottoms tries to stand resolute, but his bottom lip starts quivering a little bit. You won't get far, you know this, Voss. It's the Empire. They're everywhere. Turn yourself in. You're throwing away a promising career.
You saw those reports, Bottoms. My career was over when I was only at 13%. And I turn around and start walking back towards the supply ship.
That's going to leave me to make up your 46! He cries uselessly at you. He does... Wait, what, were you going to say something, Caleb?
I'm at a crossroads here. This is the guy who shot Ahi.
This is the guy who shot Ahi.
Okay. I don't think Moravgi can let it go, if I'm being real.
If I told you that you heard the sound of boots down the hallway, does that sway your judgment at all?
Yeah, I think, yeah. Yep.
The Wookiee says he never forgets a face. He'll be seeing you later, bottom boy.
Adam boy?
The mask goes,
Bottom boy? What the fuck are you talking about?
You hear the boot steps getting closer of the
Yep.
stormtroopers. You see Voss probably waving at you urgently, like, the shuttle leaving
Yep.
in a minute.
heading to the shuttle. Shuttle. The shovel.
You guys make your way over to the shuttle, and the co-pilot of the shuttle is just about to put the landing ramp up, and he sees you two coming, and no, too late. I'm not changing my pre-flight for a hot seat at the last second. You could be on time next time if you want to get on one of our shuttles. I'm tired of having to placate you guys when you can't even be on. Do you do this for your commanders?
I think you'd best just go.
I am. You can catch the next one. And he reaches up to shut the shuttle door.
Oh God.
I'm gonna grab Voss and throw her onto the shuttle as the door is closing, and just jump in.
What are you doing, you mad beast? Do you
Find
jump
you,
up
come
there?
again.
Yeah, jumping.
All right, the door's going up. You had to take the time to throw her up there. The door's now like a third of the way up. I'm gonna need probably acrobatics or athletics checks. What is the fucking?
There is
what
a
this one?
jump check you can make.
Oh, this is gonna be more of a jump and pull over type thing. Let me see if there's anything that would maybe cover that.
I am an expert climber.
I'm going to probably have to do 2 checks with this, I think, since there's 2 skills that seem to cross here. So we're going to need a jump check first to see if you can even get to the height of the door. It's not a terribly difficult check, but you could potentially fail it. So give me a roll on that. Nope.
30.
You know what? I take it back. We're going to skip the whole climbing check. You leap so damn high into the air that you kind of land on the door and slide down it as it's coming up. Kind of coming to a bottom slide at Voss's feet. I hate you Imperial cadets, says the co-pilot. Just take a seat. I'll fix the damn manifest.
Thank you.
And you hear the co-pilot go to the front, and you overhear him muttering to the pilot about how these Imperials are pompous, assuming assholes who think everything should be handed to them as they're doing their flight controls and reporting to the station. And as the shuttle takes off, and it starts to go off towards Selzon Station, you look out the side viewport, and you see Lieutenant Bottom pointing with a shaky finger up at the shuttle as the stormtroopers watch at your departure. You have a feeling when you get to Selzon Station, your time to depart is going to need to be very swift. You guys have a small moment on the shuttle together before you'll arrive at Selzon Station. And we will wrap at the arrival of Selzon Station. So, do you have an exchange of any kind you'd like to have before we close?
I would like if I picked it up, I have it in my equipment. I would like to begin to. Are you wounded in any way, Muravgi?
Yeah, quite wounded, to be honest with you.
Okay.
All right. Real quick, I'm going to switch the scene so it's just your faces. Go ahead.
I would like to attempt to treat injury on Muravgi using my medical pack or my medical kit.
So, what made you decide to stop being such an asshole?
Well, perhaps I was never quite the asshole I needed to be to survive in the Imperial Navy. Call it a change of heart.
The Wookiee says he would have exchanged your heart for an empty space a few minutes before you saved him. But he's glad to have someone like you.
Thank you, Muravgi. Am I saying that correctly?
You are.
Well, it seems as though we might be stuck together for a little while anyway. I might as well at least attempt to get you into, ship shape for if I were to avoid the embarrassment of a pun.
Seems like you don't understand the idea of a life debt. You're stuck with me for a very long time.
Oh, interesting. I'd like to learn more about your customs there, Muravgi.
Well, seems like we've got a long flight.
All right. And then can I go ahead? Can I just roll like a treat injury check or something like that to try to restore some of his hit points?
Sure. While you roll that, I'm going to send a message into private chat.
Oh, well.
Oh my gosh.
I can't get past the fur. No, I tell you what. I'll go ahead. Can I go ahead and use one of my force points for this? One of my phantom force points?
Yes.
And do I just
Probably
click the
spelled
little
this
roll?
wrong.
I just click the little force the roll button, right? And it adds it automatically.
Yes, there you go.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't see you rolled a natural one.
Is that a natural one? Oh, it is a natural one. Shit.
I gotta double check in the system if that's an automatic failure for skills. You guys talk while I look at that.
The Wookiee might be rude, but I'm not. You got a first name other than Lieutenant?
Yes, it's Dina Voss.
Dina Voss. Oh, nice put a name to the face.
You too, and truly, I'm sorry about your life mate. Ahi, was it?
Yeah, I don't really want to talk about that right now, says the Wookiee.
Understood. I can't imagine I would either. Just know that it's on my mind.
He says, fuck you. I mean, I think, oh, wrong translation. He says, thank you.
Ah. Yes. You're welcome.
There are 5 different types of Shri walking. It's tough.
Yeah. I'm maybe I'll pick it up in the future. I tend to be all right with languages. Maybe I'll make this one a priority.
Okay, I can't find that a natural 1 is actually an automatic failure on a skill check. I think it's only attacks. I'll clarify later, but for now, we're going to say that I'm ruling that, much like skill checks in 5e, a natural 1 is not an automatic fail on a skill check. So that means you'll get a 12 on your treat injury. I don't know if that changes the outcome, but we're going to check.
I was looking earlier and I can't remember.
Treat injury says perform heal damage. It's a DC 20.
Oh.
If you fail the check, ooh. If you fail the check, the creature instead takes damage equal to its damage threshold. No, that can't be correct.
Oh my
What?
gosh.
Oh, that's surgery. It says surgery.
That's surgery.
Okay. I was like,
golly.
I was like, holy shit, what?
Oh my god,
okay.
I just spilled battery acid all over you. I'm sorry.
DC 15.
I'm like, I'm about to go down.
Sorry, it's DC 15. You number of hit points equal to the character level plus 1. So you didn't pass. So you don't heal anything.
Okay.
And you can't treat him again for another 24 hours.
Okay.
You can attempt to do a check on yourself, Moravki, but there's a penalty for that. I think it's a -5. So
Here, perhaps you might do a little bit better, and I'll just hand him over a. I've got the medical kit, and then I'll hand him over one of my spare med packs.
He says he promises you he'll just butcher it way worse than he did that stormtrooper.
Well, I'll try again when my hands are a little steadier.
all right. And with that, the camera pans away from the shuttle as it flies in towards Selzon Station to embark on the next part of your destiny. And that's a wrap for your guys' prologue. Good job, guys.
Woo!
How are you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling pretty good. I really liked it.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was awesome. You are a natural Imperial.
No, well, thank you. Thank you. I've long desired to join the Imperial Navy. It's a shame it doesn't exist. But let's get a little bit of character insights. We got some extra time here, and maybe we could take some questions from chat too, if they have any. But Moss, so your character has just been through a whirlwind of an arc change for her life. What is on her mind? What is she thinking about the last several hours? Does she feel your remorse for the dead officer at the Wookiee's hands? Is she sure she did the right thing?
She is sort of in shock because over the span of just a couple hours, if that, her entire life has just been basically thrown in the repurposing bin. And she has no idea what to do at this point. But she is glad to have helped someone who is suffering and have more or less made a new friend in the and earned a life debt in the process. So she doesn't quite know what that means yet, but it sounds like a good thing.
All right. And Moravgi, obviously your world has over the last several weeks been turned around in so many ways. Going into slavery, being taken to this facility, going through everything you went through, losing Ahi, and finding this surprising ally in a place of people you thought were going to be the end of you when it was all said and done. What is on Moravgi's mind, and what, if anything, in particular stands out over this this adventure you just had?
Yeah, he was probably going into slavery. He was the closest to hopeless he's ever been. He's always been a survivor, a fighter in some of the deeper parts of Kashyyyk. And Ahi was like the last bit of hope that he had. He was holding on to being able to save her. And when she died, he basically dropped to just being hopeless and just a furball of rage, and was planning to go out in a fury of gunfire. But being saved by this Imperial officer sparked something in him. He never thought he'd be the type of Wookiee to give a life debt to someone. But in this moment, it gave him a hope for revenge, maybe. He's trying not to be the Mad Claw that everyone thinks of him as, but circumstances have put him in a position where maybe tradition needs to be thrown out the window.
Very interesting. And more so than probably any other style of RPG, I love recurring characters in my Star Wars games. So you may see some of these faces again, is all I'll say.
Not Bottoms. Oh my God.
I'll never forget face.
But really cool. I liked watching your guys' journey on this and seeing how you handled everything thrown at you. And I hope Commander Hewitt and Lieutenant Bottoms and Sergeant Zaku, all of them were everything you hoped they would be. And I'm really interested to see how your dynamic plays out and how you guys end up interacting with the other half of this cast. It's going to be very interesting. Very interesting. So we got a question from Frost. How long before episode 4 is this taking place? I think it's 10. It's like 10 years after Revenge of the Sith. I'm looking though. Give me a second.
Rear Admiral Bottom.
Oh God, that's pretty good. That would be a really fast fucking promotion track though.
Bottoms is going to the top. I like that one too.
It's shortly after Revenge of the Sith, but it is shortly in the context of years. Like I think Luke is still a kid and all of that. So I don't have the exact year. I'd have to dig it up. But yeah, it should still be pretty early in Palpatine's reign. The rebellion hasn't even officially started yet. Imperial Star Destroyers have just kind of become standard. Stormtroopers have just started being phased in over clones. So it's kind of that time period.
Oh, this is a great question. Will Reva be making her appearance?
None of the Disney canon will make its way into this universe. Damn time zones. Hey, go back and watch it. It was a good one. I think you'll definitely enjoy it. Yeah, Rear Admiral Bottoms. Left your stapler behind. Oh no, Moss. Whatever are you going to do?
I don't know. I need to go back and get my stapler.
How are you going to save the galaxy when your number one skill set is doing TPS reports?
Ooh, that's good.
It's always the administrative side that saves the day.
Okay. 360 was really lucky for Moss. Technically, the urban legend stayed true. An officer died, an asset got away, there was a betrayal. It seems like the urban myth of the 36 is definitely a curse on that mining station. It's holding true. It's holding true. Will the Wookiee be taking trophies?
He almost kind of already has.
I was going to say, not for every kill, just the important ones.
CP36 is in your mask forever. That's almost as bad as them putting that other droid inside the Millennium Falcon. Fuck that. Any clones making it in the story? I will say that the Clone Wars, the after effects of it, and the harsh feelings from people who are on one side of the war or the other will definitely find its way into the story. And I'll just leave it at that. You killed my date, asshole? I did? Please explain. Can dark side points come off? Yes, you can spend force points to do something called atoning. So one of the many restrictions that I am going to be putting on force points. So every character comes with force points when every level. So it's like 5 plus if they have any feats or bonuses or things like that, they'll start off with some extra. That's all they get for that level. If they use them, they're gone. Those ones, the ones that they naturally get as a character, can be used 1-for-1 to remove dark side points. Ones bought by you guys, because they can be so plentiful, can only be used as normal with like a 1d6 roll, trying to come back from dead, that sort of thing. If they specifically want to atone dark side points, I'm going to be doing 3-to-1 ratio. So they've got to spend 3 of those player bot or viewer bot force points to atone a single dark side point. That way we don't have this issue of somebody basically being a Sith while chat buys them off is the idea.
Okay.
I'm going to say this now, that is a tentative number. If I find it's not enough to prevent that, I might make it a bigger ratio. So that could change over time. Whoever said it, we need a Disparu droid. Speaking of, actually, you might notice that there's an empty box in the middle of our screen. There will be guest characters who play certain NPCs throughout the campaign. So keep your eyes and ears open. Can we expect to meet familiar characters at all, or all new? You mean like canon characters? Yes, you will meet some characters from actual Star Wars lore.
Nice.
Force indulgences? I mean, whatever our force-sensitive characters do in their bedrooms with their force powers is none of my business. Velrock, if Jay gets Gina Carano on here to play Cara Dune, I will be over the fucking moon.
I'll shit myself.
Over the Moonskull.
Over the Moonskull, yeah. Oh, man. Do you know how cool? Why didn't I think of this? I need to get my logo as a Death Star with a skull on it made.
Oh,
Genius.
I need to do that. That would be so fucking badass. Going to need a bigger ratio just for Sevvy? Yeah, that's part of the reason I did the 3-to-1 ratio. If people are going to spend 60 bucks per pop to try to get rid of her dark side points, I'm hoping that'll be enough of a gate to not make that happen, but we'll see.
Oh, well, I'm curious. So what do dark side points actually do?
They represent when you do a dark transgression action of some kind. They range from minor to major. Some of them can give you just one. That's usually a minor, all the way up to a major. I can't remember what the top one is. That can give you up to like 2 or 3 at once. What happens is if you ever get enough dark side points to equal your wisdom score, you fall to the dark side. And that doesn't matter if you actually use the Force or not. If you're a regular character, you just become evil. If you're a Force user, you actually fall to the dark side and you become an NPC character. It's a form of character death. So you become an evil character that I control. And that can get really interesting. So using Force points to atone for when you do that stuff can be important.
definitely going to need to do that.
Oh, got it. Roman Catholic indulgences. Okay, I got you. Buying off sin. Got it. Chrissy, come back to guest star Sergeant Frosk. I should. I didn't plan on a Sergeant Frosk, but that can definitely happen. Yes, it would be amazing if Gina Carano made it, Michaela. I agree. Tuesnose has a point, though. Cara Dune is not born yet. I don't think. Well, I don't think. Because she was in the rebellion. Because she was a rebellion shock troop. But she might just be too young. Slightly too young to be in this specific time period. I gotta think on that. I think it's possible she could be alive during this time period, though. Because from A New Hope to Revenge of the Sith isn't more than 20 years. And she's got to be older than 20. No, I think she would be alive. She would be very young.
I think she's
very,
16.
very young. I know what you're getting at. I know what you're getting at, and no, she's not. But shit, I don't care if she plays Cara Dune. She can play whatever the fuck she wants. Jay, if you're out there, Gina, Star Wars, let's make it happen. Maybe Leia's age, young kid or teen. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I think she'd be right around there. God damn it, shut up! Actually, I can't say that. I can't say that to a queen shirt. No, you're not. You are lying. You are lying, Michaela. Oh, I want to tell you to... you're lying. You are lying. That is not true.
Yeah, it's true.
No, it's
Just
not.
looked it up.
All right, I'm Googling it right now. Screw you guys. How old is Cara Dune? Fuck it. She does not exist in my universe. That is some bullshit, man. No. That's Disney. That's Disney. No, she doesn't exist. Never mind. Gina Carano's welcome. Cara Dune is not. Fucking hell, man. So dumb. So dumb. But cool. No, this was a lot of fun, and I'm really excited about the next one. Chat, what did you think? What did you think? Did you enjoy having a Star Wars role-playing session? How do you think it went? Tell me in chat now. I'd love to hear your feedback in real time. If you're watching on replay, put it in the comments. I want to see what you guys think, and I'm gearing this campaign to you guys. Moonskull is my channel. I have a lot more freedom and leeway. Well, it's mine and Sevvy's channel, but I have a lot more leeway here. It is our brand, and we can do what we want. So I'm not going to spoil the potential guests that we have coming, Dragon Hero 001. I will just say that there are a few already on the docket. I didn't know Zaku guest stars yourself. I don't know if we're ever going to see Sergeant Zaku again, but maybe that could happen. God damn it. Why, Queen Shirt Michaela, do you have to do this to me? But cool, absolutely cool. I think that's a wrap, guys. So let's I'm gonna ask each of you what you're gonna be up to, what you're gonna be doing, and we're just gonna start with Moss, Tag Caleb, and with me.
Yeah, so obviously I'm over on Geeks and Gamers on March of the Dragon Queen Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Central, and then here, obviously, and yeah, Monday nights we'll be starting on the Call of Cthulhu campaign in the near future. So no dates on that yet, but until then, I will be furiously learning Fantasy Grounds. So I'll be, I'm excited for that. Go ahead, Caleb.
Yeah, you can find me everywhere at Laylines Band or Fireside the Albatross, where you can hear some of my music. You can find me over on the Geeks and Gamers tabletop channel on Fridays for Mummy's Mask. That's our Savage Worlds Pathfinder campaign. You can find me on Sundays over on the Geeks and Gamers tabletop channel for our Pathfinder 2E and Starfinder 2E campaign, Strange Winds, where I play the Stranger. And you can find me here now for Star Wars on the Moonskull channel, and occasionally on every other Friday for gaming streams over here on the Moonskull channel. And we'll toss it over to the big 36 himself.
Wow. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. I am really excited for this, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. Star Wars is the system I cut my teeth on. I've always been a really big Star Wars fan, and I wouldn't say that I know all the lore, but I know enough, and I feel like I'm a pretty competent storyteller in this universe, and I hope that's shining through and you guys are enjoying it. So we're going to keep it up. We're going to tell you a good story here and keep it going. You can obviously find me over at Geeks and Gamers Tabletop. I am the head of the channel over there. I run almost all the shows. So you'll definitely find me basically being mostly a GM over there. I do play as a player on Friday nights as Fallister for Mummy's Mask, but there might be a surprise coming. Maybe a little change in narrative pace. Keep your eyes and ears peeled. Also, support Legend Seeker if you could. If you would, if you please. I want to make a tabletop role-playing system for you guys that is free of all of that political bullshit and that activism that is destroying the lore and taking away good and evil, turning orcs into fairies, and all of this other bullshit that they're doing to the things that we love, I want to bring it all back for you guys. But I can only do it with your support. So please consider going over to Gilded. It's free to join Gilded, but if you go up and hit the little subscribe button and sign up for Gold Tier, that is huge. And you could help us get to that goal of 50 gold members. And I will be eternally grateful to you. Plus, you get to help out all these beautiful people on these casts that you love supporting every week for a lot cheaper.
Was there any music or sound effects?
No, not today.
Okay.
I will say sound is going to be tricky for this campaign, as there is nothing in Sirenscape, which means I have to manually program all the sounds, and I have to validate each and every one that they do not trigger YouTube's copyright policies. So it's a very frustrating experience, I'm learning. I cannot use Star Wars music at all. I can't even use some of the imitation Star Wars music I found, because apparently it's already logged in YouTube's copyright systems. It's going to be a struggle. It's going to be a struggle. But I am trying my best on that. And if we do get to 50 gold for Legend Seeker, by the way, Chrysanth, our mod, is going to reveal her face. You'll finally see what the evil little nugget herself looks like. Damn, I thought I had something else to say, but I don't. Nope, that's it. Thank you guys for tuning in. And, oh, wait, no.
Dallas.
Dallas, yes. So if you thought MegaCon looked fun, and let me tell you, it was very fun. Sevs and I, we're doing it again. And I don't just mean MegaCon next year, which we will be doing. I'm talking about Dallas Expo, which is going to be happening in June 6th to 9th, I think it is. We're going to go down there. We're going to be better prepared this time. I'm going to have a gimbal, I think. Some sort of selfie stick that won't shake when I hold it, since you guys like to tell me I have like weird hand diseases when I try to cam. Oh, that was a bad word. Try to stream. God, that was fuck.
Cam girl Ruda, I confirmed.
Crazy.
God damn it. But we're going down there, and it's gonna be a blast. Sebs and I are so excited. We've already got lots of fun plans. Some of them I don't like as much. Like, she's going to go force me to go see the creator of the Muppets comic book and take a picture with him. Not too keen on that one, but there's going to be all sorts of other fun things. Lots of panels down there. I cannot confirm that the G&G crew is going to be there, but it is Rippaverse territory. It's a big con. I think there might be potential there without saying officially anything. So it's going to be a good time. It's really going to be a good time. So if you want to, start thinking about it, save up your pennies. You might want to go down there with us. But even more importantly, we're going to be doing some really fun fundraisers for the channel, because it's really expensive for us to travel down there and do all the things that we do. So there's going to be some really fun stuff. Really fun stuff. Some of it's going to be wholesome, and you guys are going to love it. It's going to be funny things, like a little friendly competition between, well, I don't want to spoil that yet. There might be some cosplay unlocks. There's also going to be, so the first 2 weeks of every month are going to be the wholesome fundraiser, and then there's the last 2 weeks of every month, which are going to be the evil fundraiser. I don't get to know what the evil one is. All I know is Sevvy's in charge of it, and I don't like that. But it'll be fun. So we're looking forward to your support and entertaining you. That's what we're here to do. It's what I love to do. I'm here for you guys. I'm here to entertain you. That's all we're here for. So that's it. Thank you for watching. I hope you tune in for next weekend. Like the video, leave comments so this show can be seen. Take it easy, guys. We'll talk to you later.